Yo, what up, world? 502 King Paul. Coming to y'all with another video, man. The title and topic of today's video is that there is no progression in perfect. There's no progression in perfect. See, a lot of times we find ourselves putting off things that we know that we should be doing because we're waiting on the perfect day or waiting on the perfect time. I know a lot of times, it's easy to get down in the situations that you have going on around you. It's easy for you to say, you know what, I would do it today, but, I'm going through this thing with my spouse. I would do it today, but, my boss is being a jerk. I would give 110% today, but I'm just not feeling it. That person cut me off in traffic this morning, and it ruined my entire day. See, so many of us are waiting on the perfect day in order for us to move. If there's anyone like me that has a yard, you have to do yard work and you're used to having to take care of that yard, go out and cut the grass, I'm guilty of this myself. There might be a day where, I started to cut the grass. I'm seeing that the grass is getting kind of tall. And I'm like, man, you know what? I would go out, cut the grass today, but, it's just too hot out today. I would go out and cut the grass today, but it's just too cold out today. So you pull up the weather on your phone or whatever, turn on the weather channel and start looking at the weather. You say, you know what, 4 or 5 days from now, it's supposed to be a perfect day. So I'm going to cut the grass on that day. And then you know what happens? You make it to that day that's supposed to be a perfect day and it's raining outside. So what you have effectively done is wasted 4 or 5 days, put off what you could have done days ago. And now you're going to find yourself waiting some more time in order for you to accomplish the goals that you set out to do in the first place, because you chose to put it off and wait for a perfect day. A lot of times people are hesitant in life and they don't want to move forward because they're waiting on the perfect moment. They're waiting on the perfect time, for everything to line up correctly. A lot of men and women alike, they say, you know what, I'll get married when I find someone who has all of the qualities I'm looking for. I'll get married not only when I find the person that has all the qualities I'm looking for, but they start setting these goals and times in their head saying, well, when I turn 35, then I'll start looking for a wife. When I turn this age, I'll start looking for a husband. When I've hit this financial stride in my life where I'm on the uptick, then I'll think about settling down. And a lot of times, guys in particular, man, especially nowadays, they have this thought in their head that, well, I'll climb up, I'll get to this certain level in life. And then when I get to this level in life and I have all my fun and do my Playboy thing, then I'll settle down once I got all of it out of my system. But what tends to happen is it just doesn't play out like that whatsoever. A lot of men, they'll work their way up into a position and then they think they're going to hop into the Playboy life, and then you find that woman that it's your wife. You're like, man, this was not the perfect time for this. Or, people are planning having children. A couple may have been married for years and years, and then they say, you know what, waiting on the perfect time to have this child. And then they start working on having the child, and then the child is not coming. The child's just not coming. She can't get pregnant for whatever reason. And, they start setting these other goals. They just kind of give up on it, because they thought that this child was going to come at this perfect time, but the child didn't come at that perfect time. So now they just given up and moved on from it. They said, I'm not going to work on this anymore. So they start planning trips around the world, start planning new goals, new ideas, and things that they want to get accomplished. And then boom, right in the middle of that, that's when the child comes. I can tell you from experience, man, and from watching other people around me, that no matter how much you plan it, there's no such thing as having a child at the perfect time. You're going to have things that you're going through in life. You're not going to get married at the perfect time. You're not going to have everything happen at the perfect time. One thing that I've learned from life is that the fruits that you see in life often come from the bad days that you have to go through. The trials, the tribulations, everything, all the pain, the heartache that we have to go through, that often is what builds us up as a person. That often is what builds up our faith. The oldest book that was written in the Bible, not the first book, the oldest book is the book of Job. And I think that holds a lot of significance in this way, is that the book of Job, long before Moses even came along, the book of Job illustrated to us that even in bad times, God is working out good. That The bad times are what shape our lives. The bad times is what pushes us, drives us, motivates us. You know, some people may have been homeless. Some people may currently be homeless. It's watching this video, and you know you're down and in the depths and in depression. And I understand, because I've been in that situation myself. See, it's easy for you to get focused on the bad, but those bad times is what builds you up. That's what pushes you towards your goals. That's what motivates you. The bad times is what pushes you forward. The times when you was hungry makes you appreciate food. The rain makes you appreciate the sunshine. You being homeless makes you appreciate the little things in life, the home. You not having a vehicle, that makes you appreciate any kind of vehicle that's going to get you from A to B so you can work out God's will that He has for your life. It's the little things that we go through in life, those bad moments, that build us up and build our character and make us and create us into the person that God wants us to be in life, who God needs you to be in order for you to fulfill His will. Because a lot of times, see, we get complacent in just being cool. If we had nothing but good days, perfect days, nothing would get accomplished in life. Nothing would get accomplished. If we just worked on our perfect days, then we would never get anywhere. I'm 30 years old, and I can probably count on both of my hands the amount of perfect days, and my ideas and my thoughts around what a perfect day is has changed substantially since the days of when I was younger. Because I understand that, you know, I may have viewed just a day of not going through any BS, a day of not going through any hardships as being a perfect day. Now I understand perfect days to be days where God's will was worked to the fullest. I'm putting out this message because there's so many people that sit on their hands and they don't want to move forward and don't want to do anything until they have the perfect opportunity to do it. But I'm letting you know that perfection will not bring progression in your life. Those bad days, take advantage of those. Use those to fuel you, push you forward into what it is that God wants you to do. Those days will make you strong. If you're going through something right now, like a lot of people are, and if you're not, then you're probably going to go through something. But if you are going through something, and you're trying to work through it and you're just finding yourself in this rut, you have to encourage yourself in God. You have to encourage yourself in God. Encourage yourself, but encourage yourself in God. And I think that's extremely important to remember. So work out some kind of regimen. See, far too often we're thinking that, you know, you're just supposed to wake up with this positive aura about you. And, you know, it would be nice if we could do that, but that doesn't just happen by mistake. People who smile a lot, they've trained themselves to smile a lot. People who've stayed positive, who've stayed optimistic in life, they've trained themselves to be that way. See, that's not something natural that comes to us. It's natural for you to have doubts. And if you look around this world and you try to operate just within this world, you will find that it's hard to stay motivated. It's hard for you to push forward. It's hard for you to find that dog within you and to do the things that you know that you have to do if you're just relying on yourself. This requires us to look outside of ourselves. This requires us to look up to our Father in heaven. This requires us to pull motivation from Him, to have faith, and to go and do the work. Hopefully this video is motivational to y'all, inspirational to y'all. If y'all like anything I put in this video, anything at all, make sure you take a moment, go down below, like the video. It's going to help out greatly. Make sure that we get this content out to as many people as possible because we want to impact as many people's lives as possible. I want to bring as much positivity and encouragement to as many people as I can with my time here on this earth. And I pray that this video is inspiration for others to do the same as well. It's 502 King Paul. I love y'all. Y'all stay blessed, man. Till next time, I'm out.